start off with some builder updates for you all. Then Alex from Blockful will discuss our latest grant, the Governance Security Review. And then Hugo and Pi from Tenor Finance will talk about their experience with the Uniswap Hook Incubator. And then Sauce will wrap up with Hooks of the Month. As always, you all can ask questions in the Q&A chat, and we will do our best to answer as we go. So let's get started. Passing it off to Angela.
Hey community, so here my name is Angela. I am so happy to have you here. I am the new community manager. I've been in ecosystem for like a while now, and now I'll be in Discord basically 24/7 helping you guys to drive your journey into the Uniswap ecosystem. So today we have in our builders updates 3 points. How can you continue building on top of Unichain and B4? Second, our hackathon demo day that we have the last week. And then we have Builders Update and our new initiative from the Uniswap Foundation to help you guys continue getting up to date about what's happening here. So yeah, let's start with the Builders updates. So basically 2024 was an awesome year for our community, but 2025, guys, is gonna be even better. So we have lots of opportunities and grants for our builders to continue joining in, no matter if you just recently joined or if you've been around for a while. We have 3 main opportunities at the moment. Either you are looking for marketing resources or even technical support or receiving funding. We have our builder open goal, and yeah, Beta is going to help us drop the link in our comments. And also, if you've been participating into hackathons during the year and integrate Unichain somehow, you can participate into the Infinite Hackathon that we have at the moment. And if you want to continue building on top of Infinite into Unichain at the same time, just apply, and we're gonna be there helping you understand how to continue drafting in this journey. Lastly, we have retro grants. So if you've been building on top of E4 or Unichain during the last year or the last month, etc., just join our retro grants opportunity, and our team is gonna have into like helping you there. And what if you are new in the ecosystem? Do we have opportunities? Of course we have. Again, 2025 is just around the corner. So Beta, if you can help us with some ideas that we have. So liquidity activators, novel trading mechanisms, improving LP experiences, and of course, consumer products. We are ready to the next generation of the DeFi era in here. And then what happened if you want to see even more options of how to build into the ecosystem? Just last week, we have our hackathon, hookathon demo day from our friends from Atrium Academy. And of course, lots of builders were there building on top of hooks and B4 protocol. So if we can continue in there. So this new cohort just had 89 developers graduated, more than 15 new hooks developed, and almost 50 grants in prize award. The most amazing thing is you can go to Atrium Academy projects and you can see the whole list of the projects, but at the same time, if you would love to be part of Atrium Academy and this hookathon project, just can apply to the next cohort 4, for the next weeks. We had some categories in there: dynamics, fee hooks, AI agents, index funds, integration with EigenLayer, Arbitrum, Brevis, and more. So yeah, what if you want to continue understanding what's happening into the Uniswap ecosystem weekly by weekly? So just Builders Update, it's our new initiative in there. Every week from the Uniswap Foundation, we are happy to share with you what's happening at the same our next events or updates, and of course, how can you continue being in touch with the Uniswap Foundation. So Vera, if you can help us just jumping in. So from community updates, upcoming events, event recaps, new grants announcements, and tweets of the week, and way more for the next year. Promise we have a lot of options and ideas for you. So just drop out and subscribe to our newsletter. And at the same time, if you have any question around community, Discord is the best place for you to go and ask, no matter if they are technical questions, if you're looking for opportunities, or just having a general question around the Uniswap ecosystem. Our developer support team is here for you guys. So yeah, that's it for the moment. Thank you so much.
All right, next up we have Alex from Blockful to discuss the governance security review.
Amazing, thanks for having me. Hi everyone, I'm Alex Netto, founder of Blockful, but you can call me by Netto also. So we received a grant from the Uniswap Foundation to perform governance security review and also build a monitoring platform. But first, who we are. So we are a governor team passionate about challenges of human coordination, as known as governance. We were founded in 2022, and well, being involved with various projects and truly caring about them, we got involved into governance, where we found our PMF, passion market fit. And today we act as stewards in a few ecosystems, providing high impact tools and collaborations. And in the DAO, like in governance sense of things, we like our goal is to help DAOs to reach longevity, mainly by improving their security and efficiency on decision making. Next slide, please. Yeah, so our mission in Uniswap is ensuring its leadership by mitigating risks and adapting to an evolving governance landscape, like, for example, new proposals and ideas, and also like the broader ecosystem. Well, while also supporting a public good that will impact the broader DAO ecosystem, which is exactly what we are building here. Why Uniswap? Well, because Uniswap is a core public goods infrastructure in Ethereum. It strives to push the boundaries of DeFi can achieve, and it actually kicked off a lot of things around DeFi. So it's really an amazing project. It's also the biggest DAO by treasury, reflecting its importance. So we must strive to maintain this treasury safe and this DAO safe. And by being a so important DAO, it's also setting the standards for governance. So it's really cool to see that Uniswap is taking that step towards investing into security on the governance level, because usually we think about security just in the code level, but it happens that governance, the security in the governance level can have drastic impacts like it has on the code. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we are super happy to be joining the Uniswap ecosystem. The UF team is really organized, and we were amazed by the smooth onboarding process. I think it was the smoothest one we had until now. And yeah, our efforts combine like collaboration and research with practical tools and action to enhance the governance. Also, we usually think that governance attacks are not so common, but they are actually like pretty common in the history of DAOs. And researching all these attacks, we built a framework, anti-capture framework. So that's what we'll be applying on top of the Uniswap governance, combined with holistic research around the Uniswap governance, and also a dashboard or like this monitoring tool that will be really helpful to support decision making and like build strategies for keeping the governance safe. Next slide, please. So yeah, more details and impact. So how the review happens. So the first thing is studying and simulating the governance contracts from Uniswap. This means like really reading line by line, simulating how a proposal passes, what are the edge cases, like really in detail. Then understanding the specifics of the Uniswap governance. For example, like what are the next changes we might have, how this can impact the structure, what are the crypto economics changes around this proposal as well. So Unistaker is one of these examples, but a treasury diversification proposal that is being discussed is also another example. So this is pretty important. Indexing and gathering data, which is quite important for applying our anti-capture framework. So for example, average turnout or like all the data related to governance activity, token distribution, treasury. And then the last step is producing a report, which includes recommendations and insight about possible scenarios, as well as next steps if needed. One example of that is attack that we mitigated in ENS. So basically, when we applied this framework in the context of the ENS DAO, it mitigated a high-risk attack of basically $150 million. So we ended up creating a 2 years security council that was really needed in that context for then acting and finding strategies to secure a DAO without the security council. And regarding that, we acted from the research, like from the mitigation until the action for really securing the DAO, like building the smart contracts, moving the proposal forward, making the community aware of that. And then another cool example is when the compound attack happened recently, we immediately, while the attack was happening, we did this, like a deep research about the current context and also delivered a small report for the community while the attack was happening. So we are really happy to help like the broader ecosystem when also needed. Next slide, please. So the final report will be delivered mid-January, and some versions with recommendations were already delivered. Regarding the monitoring platform, V1 will be delivered also in mid-January, and V2 in the end of February. V2 has more data and visualization, basically. And the outcomes of this work are recommendations for the next governor upgrade, recommendations and fixes on governance front end that might help to get more quorum, more delegates, as well as some data fix. So this week we identified the difference between our data and Agora's data and Tali's data. So we found out that there was, for example, a bug on Agora. So it's pretty important to have like more sources of data and information so we can move the whole DAO tooling forward. That's also pretty important. And yeah, overall, main goal is having a better visibility of the governance data so the community can create better strategies for improving the security. Next slide, please. Yeah, so follow us to stay updated and reach out if you have any question. Here is Blockful's Twitter and also my Telegram. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see the outcomes of this grant. And I loved what you said about PMF actually being passion market fit. I think that's really cool.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Hugo and Pi from the Uniswap Hook Incubator experience. They recently went through it, and they have a company called Tenor Finance.
Thanks, Vita. Hi, I'm Hugo from Tenor Finance. I work on product and engineering at Tenor. Just to give more context, Tenor is a protocol to deploy lending order books on Uniswap v4. So our team has extensive experience in the lending space. We've been working with Morpho and also Notional as technical contributors. So we've kind of brought all of our experience together and built Tenor to solve all of the problems we've seen. Next slide, please. To give more context about our experience at the Hook Incubator, so we've participated in the third cohort. What the incubator program enabled us to do is to first get a really good understanding of Uniswap before, get access to really great resources and also documentation lessons. As part of the capstone project, we've built the interest rates AMM that we were using for the protocol. We've also shared our project with other builders and also the community. We've also met these people in person in DEF CON at Bangkok. And we also learned about all of these great ideas to build projects on hooks. So we'd recommend the incubator program for anybody that's eager to learn about Uniswap before and also wants to build a new project. And also it's a great opportunity to meet people and also pitch your idea to all of the builders and the community. Next slide, please. So to give more context about the technical implementation of Tenor, so Tenor has something we call the interest rate AMM. The interest rate AMM enables users to swap ERC20 token for a fixed rate ERC20 token. So basically you're getting a zero coupon bond to up to a certain maturity and a given interest rate for your assets. So anybody can come in, list a new pool to swap these tokens. And so our AMM effectively, instead of trading prices like Uniswap v3, we're trading interest rates along the order book. So we've got this new custom formula that enables that. Next slide, please. Also part of the incubator program, we've built a fully working demo that's deployed on DevNet. So for the sake of the demo, we've deployed a Morpho gauntlet market. Basically, you can lend or borrow USDC and use Bitcoin as collateral. Users on the market are matched peer-to-peer, so effectively cutting the spread between borrowers and lenders. That's one of the problems we've seen with money markets in the past. And also the protocol natively supports limit orders directly on-chain, so nothing is being done off-chain on that end. And one of the nice features about the protocol is that all of the pending liquidity, so all of the limit orders on the protocol are deposited on Morpho. So the pending liquidity earns the variable rate while they're waiting to be matched. Next slide, please. So if we think a bit more about the future, what Tenor effectively enables is the Uniswap Earn feature. So for curators, for example, Aave and Morpho, they could come in and then one-click deploy their fixed rate market equivalent on Uniswap. So they don't have to do any more. They don't have more risk management to do since all of the risk parameters are inherited from Morpho or Aave, and they get access to fixed rate. So that's pretty neat for users. Next slide, please. Yeah, so ending words. Please apply to the Uniswap Hook Incubator program. This is a really nice resource that's available for anyone that's eager to learn about Uniswap. Applications are open until end of the year, so December 31st. Please follow us on X at Tenor Finance. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hugo. Very, very cool hook, and I'm really excited to see this in production. Lastly, we have Hooks of the Month by Sauce.
Cool. Yeah. Glad to be back. Sorry I missed last month, but yeah, happy to be here this time around to wrap up the end of the year. Cool. So the first hook that I wanted to highlight was something from Arrakis. I got a little bit more context on it recently. And right now they're calling it the private vault. TBD if their name is going to be changed, but I thought this was a cool project and it's one of their many amazing ideas that they've got cooking. And the idea is really to have these, independently owned liquidity pools or hooks where, there's only one sole actor providing liquidity to this pool. This sole actor then also has like permissioned ways to update the dynamic fee. And the thing that I liked most about this project was Arrakis has created like abstractions and like very easy and automated logic flows where essentially these liquidity owners can like recalibrate the prices of their assets. And so the idea is like, as the sole liquidity owner, I can withdraw all my liquidity, move the price to where maybe like the centralized prices, and then replant my liquidity as a way to like reduce LVR. Quite similar to Jeff's hook that I think was featured last month, but just slightly different framing. But yeah, a nice, very simple and clean idea that I thought was pretty cool. The next project I wanted to highlight was Valkyrie from the Paladin team. I think Paladin is mostly in like the liquidity incentive space, and with V4, they've kind of designed the system where they can offer liquidity mining campaigns without, additional needs for the user. They developed this, very simple hook where the hook is kind of coupled with an incentive campaign, and any LP that participates in this hook is like automatically eligible for the incentive campaign. The cool thing about Valkyrie that I thought was really neat was they are planning to partner with Liquidity V2, where Liquidity V2's protocol revenue, a portion of it will be used to go and direct liquidity incentives. And to me, this is like super cool in the sense that like it really kind of highlights how V4 is like this positive sum infra for the DeFi ecosystem, in the sense that we have an external team building on top of V4, which is then, producing a product or a service for yet another DeFi team. So quite excited about this and really happy to see these pieces moving. The last hook that I wanted to highlight was Battle Swaps from Denis. This came out of Uniswap Hook Incubator 3. It was one of our many winners. Essentially, what this hook does is it gamifies swaps and really leans into like that meme coin kind of community where users can, broadcast these 1v1 contests, where it's a trading contest where two entities receive like the same starting base tokens, and then after a set duration, like maybe a week or 2 weeks, whoever produces the most amount of that starting token is eligible for prizes and tokens, or prizes and NFTs. I like this because it's just, yeah, like a novel and like interesting framing on how to approach V4, and like how do we think about, where does V4 fit within like consumer apps and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that were my three. Oh, yeah, obviously wanted to shout out all the amazing projects from the Uniswap Hook Incubator. The link is at projects.academy or atrium.academy. Yeah, and so there are, many great projects. Wanted to obviously feature them all, but was restricted to picking out 3 of them. So definitely recommend taking a look.
Great. Thank you so much, Sauce. That is it for our last community call of the year. We'll see you guys again in January. And if you have questions, please ask in the chat, and we'll stay on for a few more minutes to make sure that we get them all. In the meantime, does anyone here have exciting holiday plans? Okay. Somewhere warm, yes.
Looks like Charles asked the question around the release date of V4. I can, or Aaron, do you want to take this?
I'll use Sauce.
You don't want the legal obligation. Yeah, currently we can't speak too much on it. We're planning on releasing before the end of January 31st. So by January 31st, you should expect to see V4 going live.
All right. Thank you. I don't see any other questions. So it was great to see you all and see you next year.